I made music from dolphin sounds that I recorded, and today I'm going to show you how I did it. So a few weeks ago, my wife and I went on our summer vacation down to Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's a really great place to chill for a few days and, hang out on the boardwalk and go to the beach. And there's also a really nice fishing pier. This time we flew into Norfolk, Virginia, which is only about an hour flight from New York City. So we had to pack pretty light. I've been watching this guy here on YouTube called Angler Up with Fran. And what he does is he attaches a line to his GoPro and drops it off fishing piers and gets some pretty cool video. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check his stuff out. So, I have a GoPro and I got some blue micro cord, and I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to tie the micro cord onto the GoPro, drop it in, and see what we can see. We'd been seeing a lot of dolphin just offshore, and from our balcony we had a very good view of the ocean. At one point we counted a pod of at least 20 feeding right in front of us. As we walked down the boardwalk towards the pier, we could see the dolphin about 100 yards out. So we were kind of excited about the possibility of getting some really good dolphin footage with the GoPro out on the pier. It costs like $4 each for spectators to go out on the Virginia Beach fishing pier, but I think it's totally worth it. The view back to shore alone is really, really nice. So we make our way out to the end of the pier. I tie the cord to the GoPro using a 2/2 hitch and gently lower it down. It was still pretty early, so we went to the beach and had an early dinner. I had almost forgotten about the GoPro and the pier, as I was kind of like half watching the Olympics and enjoying the rest of the evening. So like I said earlier, because we had to pack light, and also due to the fact that I don't like to make lists, I forget to make lists, therefore I forget stuff. Among some other things that I forgot to pack was the micro SD card reader so that I could watch the footage on my computer. So we only had the GoPro itself to see what we had recorded, and it was murky. The GoPro could only see a few inches in front of it. There had been a storm a couple days earlier, and the water was not that clear at all, which was a little bit disappointing. Then I heard it. I wasn't sure what it was at first. It was kind of like a long, sustained clicking sound. It sounded almost mechanical, so at first I thought it might have been something wrong with the camera, or maybe a boat or something like that. But then my wife came over and heard it, and she knew what it was right away. Dolphin. So the first thing I had to do was decide how I was going to approach using the sounds that I had captured. They were mostly long, sustained clicking sound of the same timbre, and they were really kind of monotone. There were two of them, I think, because I captured two distinct pitches, and they very briefly overlapped at a couple of points. These sustained series of clicks are what the dolphins use for echolocation, which is how they locate food and other underwater objects. This is different from the whistle sounds that they use to communicate with each other. The echolocation clicks are used to sense their surroundings. Alright, so I'm not a dolphin expert, I'm a drummer, so I'm not going to try to get into the biology of dolphins, but what I can tell you is that there are things inside of a dolphin's head called melons, the acoustic window, and monkey lips that get involved in all of this. I was pretty surprised at the quality of the underwater audio that the GoPro is able to capture. It's a little muffled, but I really can't complain. I've seen hydrophones that cost thousands, and I got this audio basically by mistake. Just dropped it in, hit record. But with all that I had recorded, it was all pretty much just the same couple of dolphins doing the same sounds. So I really didn't have a whole lot to work with. So the first thing I did was to trim the footage and separate the audio from the video. I did this by creating a new project in DaVinci Resolve with the footage. I then trimmed it down until I had, 3 or 4 pieces that I could work with. And then I saved the project as an MP3, which is audio only. To me, that really doesn't feel like the right way to do that. And if anybody out there knows of a better way to separate audio from video and trim at the same time, please let me know down in the comments. I'd be curious to know. Anyway, once I have the audio clip saved to my computer, I open up a new project in GarageBand and we're ready to get creative. So by zooming in really tight on the waveforms, I was able to isolate 1, 2, and 3 individual clicks and use those as a basis for a rhythm. And I was also able to take different lengths of these clicks, these cycles, if you will, and change the pitch on those. I didn't turn the MP3s into like a virtual instrument or anything like that. I just took a clip and dropped it directly into a track and manipulated it with the DAW and just layered track on track on track, and then just created loops from there. So the clicking sound, when you listen to it out of context, sounds very mechanical. It's just not natural, right? And it's almost at odds with this powerful and graceful animal, that produced it. So it's a really interesting thing, and I had a lot of fun making music with it. And I tried to create a piece that, captures both the elegance of the animal and the relentless scanning of the ocean. All right, so that's that. My name is John. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or maybe even learned something, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot to me. Until next time, be well.